Hello everyone, this is Lego Toby, and today I will be reviewing the Lego Hero Factory Invasion from Below Queen Beast vs. Furno, Evo, and Stormer Lego set, which was a Lego Hero Factory Invasion from Below set released back in summer of 2014, has 217 pieces, has 4 Lego figures, and originally retailed for $35 in the United States, which is kind of a bummer since this is a Lego set I've always wanted, and the fact that set only originally costed $39 in the United States is sort of anticlimactic, especially for the fact that this Lego set goes for like $60 more sealed at least. So, yeah, you could imagine that I went through quite a bit of a journey to get my hands on this Lego set. But anyways, let's take a look at the jumper first. So this color combination of the jumper appears in a couple of other summer 2014 Hero Factory Invasion from Below sets. This is actually the very first jumper I ever got, since I only have one Invasion from Below set, unfortunately, aside from this one. That being Splitter Beast vs. Furno and Evo. And that set obviously does not include a jumper. And the way these guys work is basically they use just 3 pieces, and they use this really familiar Technic piece, and this jumper piece where the play function happens, and this other uniquely molded piece. And I'm pretty sure you could imagine how the build turns out, and how the jumper jumps is you basically press on its back like this, and it jumps. Pretty simple, but interesting play feature. But now, for my least favorite character from this set is Evo. Now, how these guys work is basically Lego gives them each hero a uniquely molded helmet, and just a blank colored headpiece. And here we have a 1x1 circular tile of a hero core, which, yeah, interesting that there are no extra pieces of these. And I really do wish there were, because that's a really nice print. And this armor piece is a unique, I think was originally first started in this line of Hero Factory Invasion from Below sets. And the rest of the build is interesting, as for you get a skeleton torso piece in black, and a uniquely molded leg and arm piece. So, yeah. And that's basically how these Hero Factory figures work. Yeah, interesting idea. As a kid, I found the idea of it really cool, and I pretty much still do to this day, since, I mean, obviously I still wanted this Lego set and went out on my way to get it. And comparing one of these to a typical minifigure, yeah, these guys are just towering over a single minifigure with normal minifigure legs. But yeah, but the reason I decided to do Evo first is because he is my personal least favorite of the set, aside from the fact that I already have another version of this Lego character. Evo is just not my favorite hero from Hero Factory, and yeah. And on top of that, he has a stud shooter for an accessory. Yeah, not even my favorite Lego-themed Hero Factory could escape the wrath of stud shooters. To be fair, though, they were relatively new back when Hero Factory was unfortunately wrapping up. So, in the summer of 2014, for Invasion from Below Hero Factory sets, Lego just used quite a bit of stud shooters throughout the sets. And if you don't know or haven't seen any of my earlier videos, basically how a stud shooter works is you press this button right here, and a stud shoots out. Yeah, and also it also impresses me that Lego didn't give us an extra stud. I mean, obviously as an extra piece, but 4 of these pieces are in this Lego set, and the other 3 are used on this. So, yeah, normally Lego would give us an extra 1x1 greenish, yellowish, translucent, 1x1 plate piece, circular plate piece, that, as in, like, you know, in case you lose that one. But then again, this was 2014, and stud shooters were really new at the time. Pretty insane to think that 7 years go by and they're still being heavily used to this day. But then moving on to my favorite hero, we have Furno. And I also have a copy of this minifigure, but still I really like him. And we have, last but most definitely not least of the characters, Stormer. Yeah, I remember when I reviewed a extra large version of this set that wasn't minifigure scale. Yeah. He also gets a lighter silver armor torso piece, like comparing the two. Yeah, you'll notice that. And also, for his blaster piece, I think this may actually be a pretty common blaster piece, since this specific blaster build was also seen in the LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Taserface Ambush LEGO set, and that set was released 3 years later. Interesting enough, 2014 was also the year that the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie was released. And no, Furno does not have an accessory. Poor guy. Now, of the weird side miniature builds that don't really use the CCBS system, or creature character building system, we have this cocoon build, which I always found really interesting. And yeah, basically how these work is basically they use this Technic piece right here and 3 of these really, really unique pieces. And basically what would happen is you can open this cocoon build up like this and put one of these jumpers in, since that's where they hatch out of. And yeah, and then you can eventually open it up and the jumper escapes. Yeah, there we go. You could also, I'll just strap in Evo of all characters in here. And yeah. Because you can, because in the plot of Invasion from Below, the heroes actually get trapped inside of these cocoons. Which is an interesting story, that these things are actually, heroes or robots converted into them. That's really interesting. And I'm pretty sure if they can fit jumpers and the taller than minifigure heroes, then I'm pretty sure a normal minifigure can fit in here too. Okay, that may be a bit dark, but then again, yeah. I mean, they are robots, but the minifigure part was where things got dark. Okay, now for the official build of the LEGO set, finally. So first of all, we have the less interesting build, this Evo Walker looking thing, which kind of interesting, like that almost every single Evo vehicle is named an Evo Walker. I guess I'll just call this an Evo Crawler. And how this works is basically you grab Evo's totally menacing stud shooter and add it onto the side like this, where there's a clip for it. But the interesting thing is that on the box art, I think I'll just use my instructions for this example. But yeah, you'll notice that the stud shooter is actually on one of the armor pieces rather than the clip right here. So that's interesting. But anyways, yeah. Well, okay, yeah, things have gotten a bit chaotic here, but yeah. So basically how this works is basically you get this excruciatingly stickered piece right here, like seriously. Like, this part alone was probably one of the most... This was probably one of the most painful sticker experience I have ever went through. And I'm pretty sure you had to go through this quite a bit if you own a ton of Invasion from Below sets. I mean, you had to put 3 stickers on one Lego piece. Like, it was not the most pleasant experience putting those stickers on. But anyways, we're turning that to the cockpit area, I guess, which is a pretty unique piece. Basically, you can stick Evo into here, and I'll just leave them in here for the remainder of the video. And yeah, there we go. And there's also a normal sphere shooter with using 2 green pieces and a green sphere. And for sphere shooters, all you have to do is press these 2, and the sphere just shoots out. There's also some legs on this thing that are like spiders. This is a really cool printed piece, in my opinion. And yeah. There's also some lights right here. Now we have this canister looking thing, which is a really cool piece. And also, a person who I knew who had an invasion from below set of some sort told me to not put water in this Lego piece. Otherwise, something bad will happen. I forgot the details, but yeah. So basically what you do is you can open and close this. But the main reason this is in existence is because you can open this, put one of these jumpers inside of here so that it can be like researched and all that. So that's really interesting. And you can also put a hero inside of here too. And if a hero can go in here, so can a minifigure. Just in case though, let's test that, and obviously it does work, so yeah. It's also interesting using a 2020 minifigure or a minifigure from a modern time in the set, but yeah. Really interesting design, and in my opinion, this could easily be a set of its own. And of the summer 2014 Hero Factory Invasion from Below sets, excluding the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine, I think this may be one of the strongest builds from this wave. Now let's talk about the real big, quite literally big deal of the set. Queen Beast herself. Ah, yes. Yeah. The build for this build was interesting. Yeah. First of all, she has, like, spider-like legs. Typical Queen Beast style. Cocoon on her back. And an interesting staff build, which has a golden chain piece on there, and you can adjust it like this. That's interesting. And the hand builds are not the greatest, but still interesting. And she even has wing-like things. Huh. And on top of that, she also has her head, which has a open and closable jaw, which is really, really nice. The printing on the head is also interesting. Yeah. Honestly, I am actually surprised that I didn't have too much to say about this build, as much as I did with a lot of the others. But the building techniques was really interesting, and to be more specific with the main bone torso area, kind of repetitive at times, but does turn out to be a really cool and interesting build in my opinion, and probably one of the strongest of the beasts. But now it's time to look at the instructions booklet and eventually the box. So here's the instructions booklet, and at the beginning, it shows us a mini comic, and is it just me, or does Evo right here look like a menacing supervillain, like just at this shot right here? And, yeah, you'll notice the opening has the classic Lego minifigure opening up a Hero Factory set and trying to build it. This is just nostalgic to me. And yeah, and you'll notice as the instructions booklet goes by, you'll notice, like, there's some detail, like cracks everywhere, and, what I'm guessing is a jumper right here. So, that's interesting. Yeah, Lego Hero Factory sets had that interesting detail. And, yeah, like in 2012, Hero Factory instructions booklet pages had a hero core on the background. In 2013 Hero Factory sets, there was like a brain bug. But now here we are with what seems to be Carnage. And here there's like all the parts checklist. Here's another mini comic to show the combination models. And here are most of the summer 2014 Hero Factory Invasion from Below sets, and mainly the combination model. Impressive enough, there's only one summer 2014 Hero Factory set that I really want to have to this day, but isn't even shown here, and that's the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine. It surprises me that that set is not shown here, but still, yeah. And these three sets right here, like the battle machines of this wave, aside from the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine, and of course this build right here, in my opinion, these were pretty terribly made battle machine sets. Especially this one right here, the Rocket Crawler Machine's just the worst of the bunch. Again, in my opinion, this is probably the set I'm reviewing right now, along with the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine, are probably the two strongest sets of this wave. And we have the other two right here, which, in my opinion, these two are also pretty good sets. And we have the Win advertisement, which shows the LEGO minifigures Series 6 robot, I believe. And yeah, I was actually expecting the Win kid to be here, but I guess he was already gone by 2014, unfortunately. But yeah, gosh, I completely forgot that the box was a thing. And as I mentioned in my last video, the box is way smaller than I imagined. I don't know. There's probably like multiple box sizes for this set. But yeah, notice the main front of the set and the character selection along with the cocoon. And on the back of the box, you'll notice like some of the play features, like how the Evo crawler machine works. More specific detail to the characters and the rest of the play features. And oh my gosh, I'm just so glad to have this LEGO set finally. So yeah. So first of all, was it worth it for me to go ahead and try and get myself this LEGO set? In my opinion, yes. I mean, if you've collected most of the Hero Factory Invasion from Below sets, then this may not be the most desirable LEGO set to you. But ever since this set was first released, I've always wanted this set. And I actually liked Invasion from Below and wanted to get my hands on the entire Winter Wave. Unfortunately, the only one Invasion from Below Hero Factory set I ever even got would be Splitter Beast versus Furno and Evo. But to be fair though, my minifigure scale Furno and Evo are not exactly in the greatest condition right now, unfortunately. So that's one of the main reasons that got me to wanting this set right now. And the fact that this set is, this set is only going to increase in value like any retired LEGO sets, so yeah. And keep in mind that there's also big 4 Hero Factory sets I have always wanted, that being Stormer XL from 2012, Speeded Demon from 2012, Queen Beast versus Furno, Evo, and Stormer 2014, and the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine. Now, obviously, I have 3 of those right now. I would recommend you check out my reviews for Stormer XL and Speeded Demon. And yeah, I'm reviewing this one right now. So now I have one last Hero Factory set of the big 4 Hero Factory sets I've always wanted, that being the Rocket and Surge Combat Machine. And again, is this set really worthy of becoming one of my new favorites? In my opinion, yes. I really do like this set. And I was so excited to get my hands on it. And I don't think it's too disappointing, if disappointing at all. If I had to be honest, the most disappointing thing about this set to me is probably the amount of stickers on this part and the canister part right here. And also, a lot of times, the pieces can be hard to remove from the canister. But aside from that, I really do like this set. And one of these days, one of my biggest life goals is to get my hands on every single Hero Factory LEGO set. That's it. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.